welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Austin. And I'm playing Wight of the Reliquary, Black-Green Depths. Wight of the Reliquary is a play on Knight of the Reliquary from the new Modern Horizons 3. 2 mana, 2/2 Vigilance. It gets +1/+1 for each creature in your graveyard, and you can sacrifice another creature, search your library for a land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. This card asks us to do two things. 1, have creatures to sacrifice, and 2, have cool lands to get. This deck is full of exciting creatures. We've got Elvish Reclaimer, which also tutors lands, Orcish Bowmaster, which provides 2 creatures to sacrifice to Wight of the Reliquary, while also just being really good. Collector Oof is in our Green Sun Zenith package as a bullet for difficult matchups. Remnant Excavator, Grist, Sirach the Hunt Caller, all in the Green Sun Zenith package. We've got a mini scam package going on here with Grief and Troll of Khazad-dûm with Reanimate. Wight of the Reliquary does not say at sorcery speed anywhere on it, so you can evoke Grief, take your card for your opponent, then sacrifice the Grief to get a land, if you have that set up. And Mutated Cultist. When you cast a spell, remove all counters from target permanent or opponent. The next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less for each counter removed this way, and it's a 1/3 Death Touch. This is the second most suspicious inclusion, and it warrants the first most suspicious inclusion. Mostly I think this deck is pretty coherent and I like what's going on, but we are trying some new stuff here, clearly. This can take all the counters off of Dark Depths and give you Merit Lage. And then the way we're trying to leverage the next spell you cast costs 1 less for each counter removed this way. If we reduce the cost of Green Sun Zenith by 10, a single green mana tutors any green creature in your deck, which is Sirach the Hunt Caller, who could give Merit Lage haste. See the combo? I think this might be a little too cute, but we are going to rock it because I get to showcase another new card. Grist is phenomenal at bridging the gap between the two things this deck wants you to do because it poops out a creature every turn and it's fetchable off Green Sun Zenith. So this is a steady source of lands off of Green Sun Zenith in a roundabout way with Wight of the Reliquary. We've got a bunch of creatures in the deck that tap to do stuff. So Legolas's Quick Reflexes gives you 2 activations of Wight of the Reliquary in a turn and protects Wight from removal and kills a creature. This card's very good in this deck. Also protects your Merit Lage on the way out. Sejiri Step protects your Merit Lage. We got a bunch of ways to protect Merit Lage, a bunch of ways to make Merit Lage. And we can settle into a Wasteland Remnant Excavator kind of game plan if that is more appropriate. I imagine we'll also get some wins just grief scamming folks and cheesing out that way. There's a bunch of stuff going on in this deck. I'm excited to try it. Let's do it. This is Wight of the Reliquary, Green Black Depths. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand with Dark Depths and Elvish Reclaimer, so we have a plan to get to Merit Lage. Vault of Whispers, oh baby, we're just dead. We are not well equipped to fight a Storm game in game 1. We're not a Force of Will deck. Tough pairing. Okay, so we're probably going to get Necro Dominance tier. Oh yeah, show it to me. Show me the goods. Show me that 30% fail rate or whatever. 10% fail rate? I don't even know. Well, they're going to get to do whatever they want here. They're probably going to go to 1 and then storm me out. Don't you love when you try to play a fun little non-blue deck on the channel and immediately queue into basically Goblin Charbelcher? It's fine. We'll board in some stuff. We'll do some stuff. I played this deck on the channel. If you are a sicko and you're interested in this sort of thing, they just exiled 7 Spirit Guides. All 8 Spirit Guides have been exiled here. Now what they're going to do is Metamorphose into Born Upon a Wind and kill me with Tendrils at instant speed. I'll let them do it once. There's Born Upon a Wind after a couple Dark Rituals. And there's Tendrils. Okay, yep. I failed the Force check, and I'm going to fail the Force check every time. Though I do have some forces in my deck of Vigor. Veil of Summer comes in on the play. Doesn't really help on the draw. Okay, so cards that are useful here are Force of Vigor and Grief. And kind of Collector Oof, but only kind of. Haywire Might, very good if I can get 2 mana. Like, I can exile the Necro Dominance if I somehow have 2 mana up. Assassin's Trophy does the same thing. I do play Grief, so I could slow them down to a point where I might have 2 mana, and then things like Haywire Might and Trophy come on, so I think they are worth including. I'm not convinced Surgical Extraction does anything. I'll put it in the maybe pile. Okay, they're not going to remove any of my creatures. Legolas's Quick Reflexes is out. Sirach is out. I'm not going to be grinding with Ramanap. They do need to draw cards to win with Bowmaster, so I'll leave that in. Sajiri Step can come out because they're not going to be challenging my creature. I think Wasteland is worth having. Grist is central to my deck and pitches to both my Force of Vigor and Grief, so I think I want that. I'm not making room for Surgical. So they don't actually use their Graveyard to combo. The Surgical would just be like, if they have to use a Beseech the Mirror to get the Necrodominance into play, I can exile their Beseeches, so that's not in the pool of cards they can draw. Though I don't think that's actually good. I think Mutated Cultist is probably too slow. These are all staying in. Mutated Cultist also devoid. You can't pitch this to Grief, so not even helpful there. Alright, opponent has decided we're only playing single turn games, and I'm going to try to meet them where they are as best as my deck's capable. This is not it. Yeah, Mulligan. Oh god, I have the Veil, but no green. What a tilt. Mulligan. Okay, I can scam Grief here. This is going to have to be the thing. And I will keep this one. I'm going to put away Thespian Stage. And do I bottom the Zenith or the Swamp? I think I bottom the Swamp. I'm going to scam off of a Bayou, and then Zenith can at least get Dryad Arbor if nothing else comes forward. All right, Grief you once. They're on 6 over there. I'm going to take their Beseech the Mirror, and then I'm going to reanimate this thing. And Summoner's Pact versus Lotus Petal is actually a little interesting here. I think it's Lotus Petal. Yeah, Petal just casts Necrodominance if they draw one, so I think that is actually pretty easily Lotus Petal. Okay, I have 7 turns to figure out how to play this game. Okay, Cycle Troll for Bayou, and then I could Zenith for 0 now, or Zenith for 1 next turn. I think I'd rather Zenith for 0 now and just apply pressure. Because every point I hit them with is a card they can't draw off Necrodominance. I'm all in. Also, with this extra mana up now, if I redraw a Zenith, I can get Collector Oof. What does Crop Rotation do? I could Wasteland if they have Vault of Whispers. Yeah, Paducah Bog doesn't do anything. Yeah, very little turns out to be the answer of what this does. But I will attack for my damages. Okay, it's go time. Gemstone Mine's in play. That means I can Wasteland them, which probably means they drew a second land now. They'll play Forest. I'm going to Crop Rotate. I'm doing this all now because I know they have Pact of Negation for interaction. Take one of the black mana that they have available out. They go to 9, so now they can only draw 8 cards off of Necro. This deck can miss on 19 cards, so I'm really hoping the 9 holds. Or that they just never draw the thing. Okay, cool. Now we gotta do that on the draw, where everything sucks. It's really Force of Vigor or bust on the draw. I think out of desperation, I am gonna put some Surgicals in. Like if I can cut out their Lotus Petals or Beseeches or something, that could slow down their combo enough, versus something like Crop Rotation that literally doesn't do anything. And Rotation pitches to Force of Vigor, which is my best card, so I should probably cut a card that is not green to make room for this. I have 22 lands. Dryad Arbor is green. Like, I could cut a Depths. That doesn't tap for mana, and I'm not going to kill them with Merit Lage. I could cut both Depths. Like, literally, they're going to get stuffed on their combo and die, and I beat them to death with whatever's left, or not. My whole deck is irrelevant here, except for my pitch interaction, which I don't find a particularly satisfying way to play Magic, but I do think it's cool that the card pool supports this if you want to do it. Okay, I have the Force of Vigor and Grief. Grief doesn't matter. If they have... I'm going to bottom Thespian Stage. If they have Pact of Negation, they win. If they have Chancellor of the Annex, they win. They are on a mull to 4, so they'll need... Mana Source, Ritual, Necro, Pact has to be their 4 here. They're on 3. Okay, so now they would need initial mana source, bonus mana source, Necro. Yeah, and they just mull to 3 and scoop. They don't even need to show them the Force of Vigor. This is why I'm not worried about this deck existing. I know some people are like, really hate this style of gameplay and stuff, but I mean, so do I, but it's not good. It's just very flashy when it works. Whatever, on to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 2 with a hand that is a black card short of grief scamming. I'm actually going to keep this. I think it's mostly fine. I'm going to lead on Dryad Arbor, which always feels like shit, but it is the most efficient play that I have, and if they spend their turn killing Dryad Arbor, that gives me a turn to draw a black card for grief, and then I'm actually gaming. A Misty Rainforest pass seems to be their play. I've not solved any problems yet. I'm going to play Wasteland and attack for 1. Just trying to get control here. Get to a spot where I can do something. I didn't die on turn 0. We've already improved over last round. Misty Rainforest and Bloodstained Mire. Okay, so this looks like Storm. I guess it could be Scam. Just trying to think about what decks play those 2 fetch lands together. Yep, Storm confirmed. If I knew this was the matchup, I would have just pitched Grief without the Reanimate to bring it back. Just take the 1 for 2. But I didn't know that, and now we're dead. And now we're playing against a good Storm deck, and not a crazy all-in Belcher-style Storm deck. Now we're actually going to have to navigate some stuff and make decisions. They pitched a Beseech the Mirror to Chrome Mox, so clearly they have another engine payoff card over there. They're not going to whiff here. Burning Wish. Storm's currently 6. Another Beseech. Gaia's Will do the trick here. There it is, and we are deceased. Okay. Well, now I know their combo, and I'll be a little more bullish with my griefs. Okay, bring in everything that is disruption. Quick reflexes doesn't matter. This slow, kind of cute stuff has to go. Remnant of Excavator doesn't matter. I hope the whole league doesn't end up looking like this, but this is what we've been given so far. I don't think Assassin's Trophy matters. Oh, I do want Endurances. We saw the guy as well. Crop Rotation for Bajuka Bog is more graveyard hate. Sajiri Step doesn't matter. Collector Oof is one of the best cards I have. And I think I can cut at depths here too. They're not a deck that's going to destroy my lands. Okay, here we go. Storm, but different Storm. I will keep this hand, and I'm just going to pitch Grist to Grief immediately. Try to buy myself some time. They kept 7. Brainstorm, Relay, Relay. I'm going to take Brainstorm. Relay is harder to set up. Arguably stronger once they get going, though. Reclaimer's in play. Off you go. Misty Rainforest pass. They can relay for 3 next turn. Okay, I'm going to Zenith. Okay, I'm going to think. I have Elvish Reclaimer available. I can Bajuka Bog if I need to. My best route to Collector Oof is Zenithing for 0 now, and I'll attack for 1. Having the second Zenith, I just want to guarantee that I have mana to Zenith for 2 next turn. Unless they draw something good that changes what they're capable of here, their likely play is land, Lotus Petal, LED, relay for 3. They kept a card on top, so any artifact gives them another flip. A Dark Ritual gives them another flip, but the Dark Ritual's spent. I don't know, just don't kill me. LED, Mox Opal, okay. That is likely a card they would have kept. Okay, so we have full information now. They're going to relay for 5. And then I'm going to turn off all these nice artifacts they have in play. And we'll see what this relay flips to see how much game they're still playing afterwards. Ponder, Ritual, Ponder, Ritual, oh god. Brainstorm. The answer is a lot. They're doing a lot still. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay, I can hit my land drop and then still Zenith. Get the Collector Roof. Attack for 1. I think I needed the oof. Like I could have... No, I was 1 short of Merit Lage this turn. Yeah, I can Merit Lage next turn. I need them not to kill me this turn or next turn. They get to do a lot of sculpting here. Did not shuffle. Chain of Vapor, stop! Ugh. That came off the Ponder or their draw step too. There was no other version of that. And we'll see if they can win. They can Brainstorm here, and then this unlocks the rituals. If they find a payoff here, they can win easily. If they just relay for another 5 or 6, I can mostly live in that world. That was a bad Chain of Vapor for me, though. Ritual. And these rituals are going to burn off anyway. I hope this is just Galvanic relaying, but they've seen so many cards. Okay, they are relaying for 6. 1 card left in hand. Flip a bunch of artifacts, please. Another chain, Jesus. All right, well, they had me covered, and I boarded out my Sejiri Step, which actually would be sick here. Bummer, I blew it. Okay. Veil of Summer? A Green Sun Zenith. What does this do? Okay. Basically nothing. Yeah, it did not occur to me that we would be fighting over one of my creatures multiple times in a game. And if Sejiri Step was in my deck, I would probably be okay here. And I could, like, Wasteland them and play Oof. Oh, I should save the Bajuka Bog. Okay, no, yeah, I'm going to save the... That's what we're doing. I'm going to act like I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to tap out of Elvish Reclaimer so they're not thinking about Bajuka Bog. I'm going to push damage, and I'm going to try to bog them. Really wish I had Sejiri Step in my deck, though. I need them to mess up, though. This does require their cooperation of going for a Gaia's Will line instead of a clean Storm line, though I'm not sure if they have a clean Storm line right now. They can do the thing where they float all their mana, then bounce their 3 artifacts with Chain of Vapor, sack all their lands, and then bounce Collector Roof at the end. That builds a lot of Storm. And the Tendrils just already being right there adds a layer as well, because if they just chain a bunch and then we fight over the Gaia's Will, they might just have 10 Storm and 4 mana at the end of this. Okay, yep, they're doing the trick. They're going to sack all their lands here, bounce all their things, clear my oof at the end. Here goes all their artifacts. This is going to be 6 Storm before anything even happens. Wish I could Veil Summer right now, but can't. I'm going to try to click fast like I'm just bricked. All they have to do here is check boxes, though. If they have to be thinking about Veil of Summer. They have to be thinking about crop rotation. 6. And they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Beseech Will is 8 Storm. Crop rotation's 9. Then they can just Tendrils me with what's left. Yeah, this is over. Unless they mess up. Yep, here's the Beseech. Storm is 7. They got another Beseech. So they're just going straight for the Tendrils. Or what do they get with this? Like a Duress? And then see if the Tendrils is clear. That doesn't actually beat Veil of Summer, though. Gaia's Will. Storm is 9. Yep. I'm going to lose this game because I boarded out Sejiri Step. Lesson learned. Maybe the Elvish Reclaimer gamer experts in the chat knew that already and saw that coming in real time. They did have to come up with 2 Chain of Vapors from 0, though, for this line to even exist. And, I mean, they sideboarded better than me, and their cantrips were kind to them. But, yeah, I could have played around this. You got me. We lost to the bad Storm deck, or we lost to the good Storm deck, beat the bad Storm deck. Maybe we'll play a real game this league. Off to the next one. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/TheResleevables. I'm on the draw for round 3. I don't think a hand with just Green Sun Zenith is good enough. I'm going to mulligan this. Okay, this one's got some stuff to do. I will keep it and bottom one of the Wastelands. Haywire might be completely useless, but also it is literally a card where Wasteland might not be. A Verdant Catacombs pass. Got a blue to Delta over there. End step Brainstorm. So this is either a combo deck or a scam deck with a troll to shuffle this Brainstorm in the upkeep. Yeah, they just went to their draw step, so they didn't have a shuffle available. Would not surprise me to get Doomsdayed right now. Psychic Frog, okay. We are doing a little scamming. There's a Maze of Ith in my deck. Did I put that in the sideboard? I did. Okay. Not really where I want that, but that's where it is. And Psychic Frog's really good. I'm going to play this Haywire Might just as a blocker. I'm excited to get to play with this card. I'm going to record Scam with Psychic Frog in the next couple days here. What a ridiculous upgrade for a deck that was already too good. My goodness. I think giving them a card is fine compared to maybe losing to Animate Dead, or blocking something bigger in the future. Here's an Entomb. Please have Animate Dead and not Reanimate. I can still crop rotate, but I get blown out by Daze here. Alright, I'll try my best. Bayou, crop rotation, dead to everything. Hell yeah. So if I just didn't play Haywire Might, I would have been able to rotate my crops there. I'm just going to look at what the Atraxa gets. Alright, yeah, Force Blue Guard, another Psychic Frog. We're good. We don't have to keep doing this. Oh, baby. And when you try to brew in Legacy and just queue into the most powerful things the format's capable of, just All-In Storm, the Epic Storm, and then Blue-Black Rescaminator in a row, really humbles you. I definitely want Veils and Endurances. I definitely want Assassin's Trophies, and then Chokes and Surgicals are in my second tier, and Maze of Ith comes in as well. Carpet of Flowers come in. Yeah, my whole sideboard is live here. You know, I've been cutting the Cultist and the Sirach every round, and we just have not had a round yet where trying to make something fun come together is remotely feasible. I don't want to get my own trolls reanimated out of them. I don't mind griefing them and reanimating their stuff, though. Bowmaster is fine. Remnant might be okay. Quick Reflexes is not the worst. I think Quick Reflexes is probably worse than all these cards that I want to bring in, though. I like Grist. I think I'm going to stop here. I'm not going to try to choke them. They do have basic swamps. They can win on 1 or 2 lands. They have days to reset their lands. Having access to Surgical would be nice, but I have a bunch of graveyard hate in my lands package already, plus the Endurance is coming in. I'm pretty sure the mana in this deck is awful, though. That needs to be worked on. I'm going to mulligan this. All right, I'll keep this and put... Oh God, Bajuka Bog and Depths are both terrible to have in my opening hand. I think the Bog is better to have access to in the deck, though. I'm going to Zenith for 0. The Wasteland smokes me anyway on the Dryad Arbor, so I'm just going to get Bayou. It is what it is. Yep, there's a Wasteland. Let's see if they can afford to use it. Okay, that's interesting. Dark Depths, Elvish Reclaimer, leave up Dryad Arbor for crop rotation. I would have just shoved Wight, except now that I have the crop rotation in this face-up Wasteland, I can counterplay what they're actually representing, which feels good. Oh, they didn't cycle Troll in the end step. I was certain that would happen. Ponder. Did not shuffle Ponder. Another crop rotation. I think I'm going to attack with Reclaimer and just pass here. My shields are up. If they sit this Wasteland in play, I can never make Merit Lage, though. Psychic Frog, flipping the script on me. I wonder if I was supposed to rotate away my Depths in the end step just for literally anything that taps for mana. Yeah, I'm just going to pass back. Okay, so we've got 23 lands, and 2 of them don't tap for mana, 4 of them are colorless, 7 of them are colorless, and 2 of them are colors that are not useful, and also 2 of them come into play tap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And Dryad Arbor also functionally comes into play tap because you can't get mana. So that's 13 sources of mana that are unreliable in this deck. Yeah, I would want to do some work on that if I was going to revisit this. Okay, they gave the frog flying by exiling their graveyard. Cannot interact with that. I can get Maze of Ith, but counterspells are so good versus crop rotation, and I'm already struggling on mana. But I think I have to rotate away my depths in the end step. Okay, Grief, Pitching, and Tomb. They can see my handful of cards I can't cast. Took one of the rotations. Another frog. Bad news, everybody. Okay, I'm going to activate Elvish Reclaimer and probably get Urborg. I know that helps them, but I don't think that matters here. I could get... No, I want Bog to stay in the deck. I'm going to get Urborg. And if they want a Wasteland now, that puts down the shield on potential Dark Depths activities. Bowmaster doesn't suck. Wight of the Reliquary is a 1/1. That sucks pretty bad. Okay, I'm just going to pass here and see if I could get something going with Bowmaster. The frogs are both attacking. I'm going to play Bowmaster. Force of Will. I have no recourse for this. I'm going to block one of the frogs, because I can crop rotate and make this a 3/4, even if the rotation gets countered. +1 counter on the frog. Crop rotate, sacking Dryad Arbor. That's just the most fragile thing that I have. I'm going to get Maze of Ith and block back the other frog. Okay, so they lost a frog straight up. We did just unlock Reanimate if they were sandbagging and Entomb Reanimate. Yep. They probably feel very smart right now, but they're not. We all saw that coming 1,000 miles away. It's just nothing we could do about it. Okay. So that's 3 brutal, no-nonsense legacy decks in a row that just kill you the second you stumble or the second you have your shields down. And this is a deck that not only is trying to get a bunch of cute engines rolling on top of each other, but also has extra cute stuff like the Sirach Mutated Cultist interaction that could just be 2 other slots. I think the mana needs a lot of work here. Typically, Depths decks have Mox Diamond to smooth out all of these colored or colorless or weird tech lands. And we're not playing that one. Already found room for improvement. On to the next round. Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic. I'm on the draw in round 4. I'm going to keep this hand. It has some stuff to do. A basic island. Okay. Hopefully that's a good sign that we will be able to play a reasonable game of Magic. Elvish Reclaimer on the stack. This is where they go Ancient Tomb Show and Tell. We didn't cycle a troll in the end step. Brainstorm. We've got a Delta to shuffle and a Tundra. Just Honest Swords to Plowshares Gaming. What a relief. I don't even care that my creature's dead. I'm just happy that we're playing against someone with interaction in their deck and normal Magic the Gathering plans other than extend it as hard as I can. Okay, Wasteland them. Put out the Dryad Arbor. Hopefully this is a deck that really didn't want to get Wastelanded. Oh wow, they're a Wasteland deck of their own. Is this the Stifle Knot deck? That would be interesting. Would make some sense, I guess. I think I'm just going to drop Bajuka Bog out here. It's something easy I can rotate away, and it's the one that comes into play tapped. I'm not going to attack. I want my crop rotation available. We've seen Wasteland now. Basic Plains. Okay, this is definitely the Dreadnought and All Drifter deck, which I love, by the way. Shout out to my opponent for that. Oh, if I had played Urborg last turn, I could have made Meryl Age this turn. That was a bit of a spew. Okay, Urborg. I'm just going to cast Wight of the Reliquary now. I don't think they're going to care about this, but I could reanimate it immediately if they did. Okay, what horrible monster awaits me here? Phyrexian Dreadnought is in. Okay. Appears to be just one Dreadnought. I didn't get my null drifted. Okay, so Wight of the Reliquary can get... All right, yeah, I've got some options here. Do I care about Urza Saga is the main question. I think my answer is no. I'm just going to play the Dark Depths and pass. But they are a Wasteland deck, though. Maybe I should just make Merit Age now. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. Okay, Crop Rotation, sacking Bajuka Bog, leaving the Wight up, because that can either go again or protect it with Sajiri Step. Thespian Stage, copy target land. Something's happening. Stifle, shit. Yeah, that's a card they have. Yikes. All right, well, I have no plan for that one. Okay, so I take 13 here, and then I can Wasteland them and represent Merit Age. I could waste them off blue. Do they have a Spell Bomb in their deck? Is that how they're going to fight me? Construct would be 3/3 at minimum. All right, well, I'm in trouble to Stifle. Okay, if they're just making Construct now, then I can make Merit Age now, and I don't care about Stifle. Is there any cool stuff I can do with these two Reanimates? I don't think so. Okay. Copy the Dark Depths. Because of Urborg, I get to leave Dried Arbor up. Keep the one without counters on it. I've got a 20/20, and I can give it protection from stuff. Brainstorm, they're digging. Null Drifter is really bad here because it's colorless. I can't give Merit Age protection from it. But they can't attack with the Dreadnought if they don't have a solution to Merit Age. Quick Reflexes is a great draw. I don't really have any other tech lands that would help me here. For the Wight, it's Sajiri Step or Bust. So Dress Down is an interesting card here. They don't have good attacks this turn with Dress Down. They can let me attack with Merit Age next turn, dress it down, and block, and then attack back for 12. That becomes dangerous. Bonus Dreadnought, okay. That makes the construct bigger. They can only have one card in their hand right now. Wow, fascinating. Okay, they are trying to push damage. And this can put me to 3, which is less than 6, notably. Famously less than 6. I can reanimate their Dreadnought, though, and sack it for a Wasteland. Oh, wait, I just get a Dreadnought, even. Wow, okay. I can do it twice. Reanimate your Dreadnought, I go to 1. It doesn't trigger on entry. Now this gets really fun. I can tutor... Opponent said that was broken. Yeah, I appreciate the Dreadnought. Thanks for the layup. Okay. If I float green and then white out, all right, I'm going to use the white. I'm going to sacrifice Dryad Arbor. If they have Swords to Plowshares, they got me here. Stifle, I think I'm okay with. Yeah, because I can just play Collector Oof. And now I have blocker. You have to chump block your Hellbent. Okay. Well, it's going to be tight, but I'm currently winning if the top of their deck is not a fully relevant card. And I can send the Wight of the Reliquary activation again next turn. Swords to Plowshares gaining me 12 or 20 here also buys me time. Sick. Okay, Wight of the Reliquary did the thing. Thanks for the Dreadnought. That was cool. All right, Force of Vigor is coming in. Assassin's Trophy, Maze of Ith all come in. There are Swords to Plowshares deck, but the Stifles and Dress Downs are really wild for Sylvan Safekeeper purposes. Yeah, the Sirach and the Cultist just shouldn't be in the deck. Even if we are trying new stuff, sometimes in the deck, I'm like, hell yeah, we can do all this cool stuff. And then once we're actually playing Legacy, I'm like, what did I think I was doing? What is going on here? Not reasonable. This is a deck that can board in back to basics. I don't really like Ramunap Excavator. They're going to have 4 basic lands at least. And Collector Oof does very little. They might have something in their Urza Saga package that they can go get, but I don't think Oof is the artifact and enchantment hate I want for this matchup. I've got Vigors and Trophies in. Let's do it. I would love to... Oh my god. Oh no, look at this mana. It's not actually mana. Oh shit. Oh, I'm still going to keep. I would love to grief a Null Drifter out of their hand. And then I have a Null Drifter. That's what I want. You're casting Ponder. Deck, for fuck's sake. Please give me a black source. Black source off the top. Wasteland. All right, well, it's a mana source. I can at least play out this wasteland so my grief doesn't get dazed. Hey, what's going on over here? Thrall, Force, Ponder, Surgical. Well, I don't really like the Thralls, but I don't have to worry about them that much. I guess I'll take Surgical Extraction. And I can wasteland this Urza Saga in response to its trigger. And they just never have that. I drew a different land. Here comes Ponder. Yeah, the Thrall is a bummer for my grief if I don't draw a black source right now. Always had it. Magic's easy. Reanimate Grief. Okay, Grief's in. I actually want to take their Swords to Plowshares, I think. They could have cast that, but then they would have lost their white source, because this can only fetch Tundra. Yeah, I think I'd rather take my chances versus Doorkeeper Thralls than Swords to Plowshares. If they only had one Thrall, I'd take it, because that's their setup. I am just going to wasteland the Saga before it can make mana. I understand I could probably take them off white, but I'm not getting Dreadnoughted this turn. Okay, they drew Stifle, that's fine. Not a big deal. And they can stick a Thrall here if they want. I have the Maze of Ith for future Dreadnought considerations. I also have multiple Dark Depths in my hand. I play two. I've drawn them both. This Urza Saga is probably just going to kill me with the Constructs, though. Even if, I mean, they'll definitely find a Dreadnought, because that's how this card works. Oy, oy, oy. That was a really good draw, and Maze of Ith doesn't care about this. Or this doesn't care about Maze of Ith. I'll take one draw, but I'm probably going to concede this game very quickly. Oh, okay. You have Wasteland too. Yep, we're done. Next game. Okay. Choke is certainly live here. I don't need Caracas. That can come out. Grist is good. Trophy's good. Bowmaster is kind of mid. They do have some cantrips, and I'm still a Wight of the Reliquary deck. Crop Rotation actually seems a little risky versus the deck with all this counter magic in it. Okay, I'll do this. Looking for that cheese. We love cheese. Keep this in. Thespian Stage. I'm going to cycle Troll of Khazad-dûm before they have Stifle up. Just get a Bayou. Delta Pass from the opponent. Okay, I'm doing stuff here. I have kind of a nice little Golgari mid-range hand coming together, if that ends up being good enough. They have two fetch lands in play, and now they're doing stuff with them. Island, this will probably get plains, yep. The Thrall has arrived, and I'm going to cycle another Troll. This one will get, I'll just keep getting Bayous. I'm fully exposed to Wasteland at this point. Okay, I want to make them fight over Choke. If they Force of Will this, it's a force they don't have for Force of Vigor, and if they ignore it, it's in play. That's powerful. Another Island. Thrall's getting in there. Okay, I just play Grist. Just going to keep checking their answers here. Golgari mid-range, kicking in. I can kill two Dreadnoughts if they ever have two Dreadnoughts. Saga, I can eliminate that. I can also make Merit Lage whenever I want at this point. I know they're a Wasteland deck. I kind of want to come up with Merit Lage before Wasteland's around, but they're holding up this Plains. They're going to put Grist to 3, and then Grist can go to 1 to kill this Doorkeeper Thrall. Thrall does have haste. Or not haste, flash. Alright, so I'm not going to attack first, but I am going to try to kill this thing. If they plow to save their Thrall, I can make Merit Lage. Stifle. Okay, yeah, that works too. You can actually wait until I sacrifice the creature and then stifle the second part of the ability. Just FYI, gamers. Now I can attack, because I need this thing way less. And that did tap them out of a Tundra, which means that the Saga can't even make creatures, unless they have more lands. Another Saga. I'm just going to light these up right now, before this one learns how to make mana. I could have tapped mana for that. I don't think I need the second Choke, though. I don't think they're a Daze deck. Probably should have played mana for that. I could even copy their Saga. Oh, wow. They've had enough. Okay, cool. Finally, an opponent interested in playing normal back and forth interactive Magic, and we got to do some cool stuff with the deck. On to the final round.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me.
Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play. I've won my first die roll of the league in round 5. The deck's horrible mana coming to get me here. I'm going to mulligan this hand because it doesn't cast spells, but it's freaking awesome otherwise. All right, this one I'll keep and put Haywire Might on the bottom. I can get the basic forest here because I have Urborg to turn on all my colors anyway. Eldrazi Temple, okay. This is going to be fun. It might not take very long, but it's going to be fun. A red mana off Lotus Petal. An Eldrazi spell of some kind. Eldrazi Linebreaker. This thing has haste sometimes. Beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets haste, you get plus X+O. Yeah, okay, so this is just a 4/3 trample coming at me. All right, pretty cool. Aggressive start. I'm going to wasteland them and play another Elvish Reclaimer, is my plan for my turn. Yep, my line is broken. Ooh, Wight is really cool. But Wasteland, I think, is more important here. Wasteland the Temple. Play another creature that will be 3/4 next turn. And might as well attack for 1. Okay, let's see what kind of follow-up they have. Ancient Tomb. They're going to be taking damage, whatever they're doing. Another Lotus Petal. Stop! They can break the line again. Yikes. This is 10 damage. Nope, it's more. No, it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 damage. Yeah, these are 2 5/3s. Jesus. All right, well, I'm going to have to trade my board for these things next turn. Okay, play Urborg and pass. If they have any other card here, even just like an Eldrazi Mimic, like something that they can give haste and attack with. Okay, that one's fine. I can live with that one. There we go. So I'm going to trade off my creatures for their creatures. And I'll go to 3 in the process from the trample. Okay, block. Activate Reclaimer. I actually want to sacrifice Urborg because I don't want them to be able to tap their Ancient Tomb or pain-free mana. And I'll get Bayou here. And then Wight of the Reliquary will show up as a 4/4. And then I can cross my fingers. If I draw a land this turn, I can even start wasting them next turn. All right, Wight, get in. Moment of truth. Do they have more stuff to do? Unlicensed Hearse, no! That card's so good. It's mediocre, but it's so good. All right, so that makes my Wight smaller. Crop rotation doesn't freaking work. All right, Zenith for X = 1. I can just get another Reclaimer and then wasteland them. So would I rather have more power in play or wasteland them? I think I'd rather have more power in play. I can still wasteland them, but having 5 power and toughness in play is a lot. I think I'd be a little more bullish if this Unlicensed Hearse wasn't in play. I have managed to draw runner 1-drops after the Chalice of the Void. That didn't lock anything out on the turn they cast it. So that's cool. This land comes in tapped too. Yeah, maybe I should have ramped. This land does not. Or yeah, these all come into play tapped. All right. Okay, I'm going to attack for 5. Vigilance, pretty sick here. Okay, it's just for 3 now. Yeah, I'm definitely converting Reclaimer into a land in this end step. If I'm not dead already by that point. Okay. Reclaimer, get out of here. What do I want? Thespian Stage. I could copy their Ancient Tomb. I could get a Wasteland and just try to make sure they don't cast spells. Yeah, I think Wasteland's actually where I want to be. Okay, I've gotten Wasteland. If I draw a land this turn, that's actually sweet. Oh no, that doesn't matter. Why did I think that mattered? It didn't. I can at least play something though. Okay, waste your Ancient Tomb. And then Grist can keep the party going because I can just sack a creature every turn for a land every turn now. I do have to be careful not to take 2 somehow. Life total getting a little skint. Okay, they're exiling my Wasteland and Reclaimer in response to Grist activation. They should have waited because now they're taking an extra damage because I did mill over a creature. There was no reason to do that when they did it. And I did get to punish them for it. They exiled 2 cards from my graveyard. Okay, they're scooping. We did it. All right, Wight of the Reliquary. Hard carry versus Eldrazi. All right, Maze of Myth get in here. Assassin's Trophy. Force of Vigor. We saw enough targets for that I'm happy with it. I'm going to try to leave in Cultist and Sirach this time. Collector, oof. We did see Lotus Petal, but that's not really how this card's going to matter. Orcish Bowmaster does not seem good here, other than being bodies for Wight, which isn't nothing, but also isn't super important. Quick Reflexes, I don't think they're going to have a lot of removal in their deck. Though the Quick Reflexes doing the machine gun thing, but Chalice of the Void still counters this, even though it has split second. Yeah, okay. This is what I'm going to do. Cultist, Sirach, one of you better come up. I left you in the deck. Okay, a Grief with triple Wasteland. I would have preferred this on the play, because if they have something on turn 1, this is going to be tough. Yep, they've got the linebacker again. Hike, here it comes. If I draw a different black card, they might have some dope Eldrazi I can animate out of their graveyard. Ooh, I did draw a different black card. That means I can scam them, full scam them. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Grief with the option of Reanimate still up. Ooh, Thought-Knot Seer, another Linebreaker. Volcanic Fissure does work, but if I Thought-Knot Seer the Linebreaker or the Eruption, interesting, okay. Yeah, Thought-Knot Seer is bigger than Grief, but when Thought-Knot Seer dies, they draw a card. So it's probably better to just reanimate my Grief. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take the Linebreaker and fetch Bayou to reanimate Grief. And I'm going to take... Oh, this is a big move. I'm going to take the Sundering Eruption and give myself one draw step to fade. Because I can trade off with the Linebreaker, and then if they don't draw a land that taps for 2 right now, they're under Wasteland forever, and these Thought-Knots don't matter. Okay, they drew another land. Okay, now it's up to them. Do they actually want to trade off with Grief, or do they want to try to save this thing? Oh, yeah. Let's go. Put you in the garbage, because that's where you live. Okay, cool. Now we're starting to get the hooks in. We know their hand is 2 Thought-Knot Seers. They have 1 mana, and it's not colorless to play this game with. Oh, baby. More Reanimates. I can take their Linebreaker and start breaking their line. Wasteland you. Makes my Alpha 3/4. I get Linebreaker. I'm attacking for 4, 7, 10. They can crack back for 4, but yeah, they're dead. You're so dead. Let me just read this thing. Target creature, yep, okay. Give me that. And we're going for the sweep. I'm at 8. You can put me to 4, but I'm attacking you for 10. Oh yeah, I beat Eldrazi for a positive record. Okay, this was a wild start to the league. 2 Storm decks in a row into Blue-Black Rescaminator. And then we played against 2 people who let me do stuff. Wight of the Reliquary, super cool. Just having this thing up, and they even gave it Vigilance, which is so generous of Wizards of the Coast to put Vigilance on a card that wants to attack and block, but also has a tap ability. As far as the actual construction of this deck goes, the Cultist and Sirach are definitely too cute. The mana needs to be smoothed out somehow. Probably, I mean, it's not budget friendly, but Mox Diamond will go a long way here. I could see like Haywire Might, Cultist, Sirach, and one of the Trolls just becoming 4 Mox Diamonds. Or you could even keep the Troll, play 3 Mox Diamonds, because Troll is like, calling Troll Mox Diamond is insane, but it does fix your mana off of colorless mana while also feeding the scam package. But yeah, I'd want better colored mana in the deck. And Mutated Cultist, the problem with this thing ultimately is that it's a when you cast trigger, not an ETB trigger. So even if we were to put like a Fiend Artisan into the Green Sun Zenith package, and then we have Fiend Artisan and Wight of the Reliquary and Green Sun Zenith, and we have all these toolboxes cranking, Cultist still doesn't work. Vampire Hexmage is just out there, waiting, tried and true, it works. And we're not really doing anything with the mana buff we get off the Mutated Cultist. Yeah, those are my notes. This is really cool. Like, clearly there is a legacy power level thing going on here if you can get your toolboxes rolling. Make sure you have a game plan versus scam. And generally how you beat scam is good mana and don't draw any bad cards. So we should probably take the bad cards out of the deck and fix the mana. And then scam will get better, incidentally. that is where I'm going to leave this. Austin, thank you for asking me to play it. This was a lot of fun. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.